Happy Sunday. Another beautiful fall heaven. The only thing I'm kind of worried about is when it starts to rain again, it's going to knock off all the leaves. Whatever's going to be remaining. And it's not even November yet. We still got about another week for November to come. And I have 3 days off in November, like the second week. Planned on getting out. But as always, I guarantee you this, it will be raining the entire time of those 3 days. Very quiet, very chill out here. I don't know about you, but every time that I explore places like this, and I've been out here quite a bit, I have. But there's a different kind of phenomena, a different kind of optical illusion out here, a different kind of ghost that I see every time I, turn the wheel or just look around. The game of perspective out here, the way it plays with our minds. But if you look at certain angles, certain areas, you see what I call ghost houses, ghost structures, at the perfect angle, perfect geometry. I've already seen like 3 so far up here. But I've been throughout these woods quite a bit, just exploring, having a good time out here over the past 5 to 7 years. And there's no structures anywhere out here, except for a couple of chimneys closer to Panola Mountain. But out here it's a different story. I know they had old home sites out here. I know they did, because this right here used to be the main road, the main dirt road that cut through this place, before they turned it into a concrete trail for you to come out and explore this place. Cut right through it. But I know what you are thinking, that you've seen those before. You have to look around to see them though. But it takes the perfect opportunity. It takes the perfect angle, the perfect spot where you're standing or rotting, whatever it is, to see it. But it's just a simple game, visual game. All it is just trees pulled down, being held up by others at a certain angle to create the pitch of the roof. And then you see other things that are in front of it, behind it. And you might think that it's a house, like an old structure that's being collapsed or something. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You've seen it before. You have. I know you have. And they fool me every single time. But it's almost as if the ones that are curious enough to go out and look around, those are the people who always see them. Because they know how it works. They do. The ones out here know exactly how the game works. The ones who create the game. It's just an innocent game. Yeah. Within the universe and stuff out here. Just an innocent little game. And they know how to pull you out. They do. Because they know that you can see something. That you'll notice something. So they create it for you. And right when you get to that perfect spot, that perfect angle, there's something within you that makes you look up in a certain location. And you notice something. And then what? You come out later to try to find what you saw. But it doesn't exist. Or does it? I don't know about you, but I think it's downright cool to be traveling on these old school roads from back in like the 1900s, 1920s, 1940s, 1960s. These old dirt roads that used to cut through the landscape, for farming, forestry, whatever. All the home sites are non-existent except for maybe 2 of them in this area. But it's weird with this life of mine, people, it is. I know why I love this area so much. And I'm so glad that I discovered it many years ago. To come out, the endless landscape, what I've always dreamed of. In hopes that many places like this exist all over God's green earth, Places where you can just get off and walk around and you see things that are cool. See things differently. But I know there's a different reason why I keep coming out here. Many reasons, actually. But a long time ago, they created a land out here. They grew forestry. They groomed the landscape out here. Back in the 30s through the 50s, early 60s. And it created a particular face out here. It did. You'll never believe what I just discovered out here. On historical aerials. Go to this area right here. Go to this main drag right here. And go back to 1955. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. That side profile looking exactly west. You'll never believe it. Time to turn back. I think I just saw something. Where's that thing at? People are going to think I'm crazy if they come around these blind curves. You know how I do my thing. It's a beautiful Sunday. This place deserves it. Make sure nobody's coming. I don't want to be looking all crazy in front of people coming around. Don't ask me how I saw that going 18 miles an hour. Well, because they, a catalyst within the mind. A twinge, a tick, an electrical current. Yeah, dang, man. But you talk about that side profile, guys. The way it's designed by nature itself. How did they create such a side profile so perfect out here? Back in the 50s, the 40s and the 50s. Watch them say that that's my face. Don't say a word. Quiet. Quiet, quiet. Watch them say that that's my face. But how? That would be impossible. I wasn't born until the late 70s. I heard that, man. I don't know what they said, though. Right here. Right here, too. Someone just said something. Maybe it's that gigantic angel tree right here. The one I always pass by. Right there. But how do they do it? They created a side profile by growing the nature right here, letting the trees grow, letting them live. And also cultivating and cutting down the edge of it, creating that outline. But why that shape, though? That's what I want to know. Why did they do it in that shape? It created a perfect side profile facing exactly west. Nearly impossible to pull that off at that scale. Nearly a half a mile from top to bottom. And they had no idea what they created. That's the beauty of it, though. It's guided by nature. I told you that thousands of times in my videos. It's guided by nature itself. Even though mankind was doing forestry and farming out here all that time. And they were guided to create something else that they had no idea about. Beautiful. Real handsome. I'm going to go ahead and keep on going. I got an old homestead to get to. Got to go back. Didn't spend long enough last time I was out there. That's one heck of a hill. After doing 7.5 miles on foot yesterday. Man, anybody coming 30 miles an hour, I got some garbage to get. Man. Where's that thing at? Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. I saw it. There's like 3 of them out here. That's how they pull you in. I'll tell you something though. When it comes to this, dang, it's all over the place out here. What the heck? Crap. Yeah. What the heck is that in there? Oh, boy. I'm adding it to the pocket. I'll have to free the hands up a little bit. Add it to the armpit. Get what I can, you know. When the green goes away, it exposes the truth about hell. I saw another one, guys. I did. Hold on. Maybe that's it. I know they're going to chime in and say, over here. They will. They will. I bet there's a crap load in that ditch over there that washes off the concrete slab. I'm looking. See, there's a washout ditch. You know there's a whole bunch piled up in there. Oh, look. Lady Lisa colors. Check it out. The metal. No, you can't take it. It's a federal crime to even touch that right there. Because it's been out here for more than about 60 years, 50 years. It's been out here for 75 to 80. I know I was going to tell you something when it came to this. I got to go back to a place and clean up. We all have to clean up as much as possible. We have to. It's a requirement of us. One of the reasons why the human race was created. To help pick up, clean. Something I love so dearly is cleaning. Yeah, the maid of heaven. The garbage man of heaven, Sanford and son of heaven. Yeah, you guys crazy. But yeah, something about this. I got a monumental EVP when I was at some place, looking for the good stuff. This beautiful waterway, you know, Little Creek. And I felt so bad about all the garbage that was piling up on the sides and stuff like that. And I started picking it up. And I just asked a question. Because I know they're always listening, they're always talking. And I picked up a piece out of a root. And I said, how does that make you feel? Someone said a name. It started with a B. I think it said like a B. It sounded like a B. It started with a B or something like that. But someone said something feels true love. Something feels true love. Somebody feels true love. When I just picked up a bottle. A little bottle out of a root next to the creek. So-and-so feels true love. If they feel true love, then let's give it to them. For real though. Man, my videos are getting even better. But it's not because of me. Unfortunately for us right now, it's the gigantic Gatorade bottles. Gotta find a garbage can quick. Pockets are full. And the bike is full. Great. 9 seconds later. Crap. I was hoping to do a nice cool video out here and go to another spot later, like Stone Mountain. I got some videos to try to make today to get out some of my concepts and ideas. The things that I've known about for so long, that's why I came here today. Even though I've been here like twice in the past 3 weeks. Looking around, having fun. Yeah. Man. But I hope they're proud of me for trying to, pitch in community service. Please tell me there's a garbage can right up here. I know there is. It's on the left. But I forgot how far. Because at the moment, my bike and myself is the garbage can. Dang it, crap, guys. Man. There's no garbage can here. This is where I thought they had one. The nearest one is at the Evans Mill parking lot. Let's go. Dang it. It's another half a mile. You can see a whole lot better in the fall. Now that there's less leaves on the trees, you can see the sunlight come through. The contrast is just right. Discovered this thing this past summer, way back in like July, I think, June. It's not a thing. It's a beautiful trail tree. Probably a couple of 100 years old, at least 200, maybe 250. That's one heck of a big signal tree right here. Sycamore. Welcome to Evans Mill. Great place to take those wedding pictures. This is not where I intended to come. It's just looking for the garbage can was what caused me to come back out to this place. Hey, look at that. Maybe it's a sign. Go ahead and hang on to this. It'll be my garbage bag for the rest of the day. Oh, yeah, go ahead with that. Go ahead. Pictures for life. Man, ain't nothing like picking up heaven. Good old Evans Mill. Pole Bridge Creek. There's always a lot of snakes out here, though. I think last time I came out here, someone's doing some kind of engagement pictures or something. And there was probably, dang, look at that. Boy, excuse me. Got to get some serious pictures in later. But yeah, there was probably 3 or 4 water snakes sitting up on the rocks during the hot summer. to follow. Wonder what this place was. Treasure! Check that out. Look at all the coins out here. That's what I'm talking about. Doing it right. No, we're not going to take any of that. You got to leave it. Those are people's dreams and wishes. Let's hope they come true. Heck is that thing? Probably a fishing lure. Looks like a paintbrush. Too bad I don't have any coins out here. Hey, there's more right there. Very cool indeed. Always got to leave the coins. You talk about handing it off. Well, this is definitely something I can't clean up. Too big. Man, looks like somebody set their fish free in the creek. Very cool indeed. Why didn't they take it back though? They shouldn't have just left it out here. I don't mind it at all, really. Man. Better get going. I've already overstated my welcome in a different light. Should have been out of here by about 2:30, headed to Stone Mountain, do another one of my monumental videos. But instead, I'm, experiencing this at the moment. And I haven't even gotten to my true destination out here yet. Which is another mile up in the woods. You guys crazy. Who's ready to climb some crazy hills up in here? Oh, check it out. Old brick. Yeah. Good sign. Means there was some old side up here probably. Well, there's... Come on, do it. Oh, man. I've come out here all this time, at least 5 or 6 times in the past 2 years. And I keep forgetting that that's there. This is called the Wilburn Farm Trail. That's where we're headed. I guess that's the big one up on the hill that's still kind of intact. They got the big shed that's kind of dilapidated. They got the old house that dates back to like the 1870s maybe. That's fallen down completely. It's just a pile of rubble. And then of course, you got the magical little lake, little tiny one. A little bit down the road. You got the exposed granite. What else do you have out here? Right next to it. Oh yeah, of course. The giant trees. Yeah, I didn't spend a lot of time out here last time I came out here because it was my first time on this side of things. Over the summer, coming out here. Because it's kind of easy to get lost and get turned around if you don't, if you don't get on that All Trails website. You can definitely get turned around because these trails right through here, they go up and down and all around. I mean, just right over here on the other side of that hill is this same trail right here. The way it meanders through the landscape, kind of like a Kennesaw Mountain, Chatham Hill, So even though you cover a lot of ground, it's such a small distance. It is. From one side to the other. But you just have to go the hard route. Nothing like it though. Beautiful. Wilburn Farm. This is where that face was, the side profile. This is where it was. guided by the topography of the landscape. The types of trees that they could plant out here. The pine trees versus the hardwoods and stuff. Softwoods versus the hardwoods. The evergreens versus the leafy trees. And it was guided by the topography out here. So that side profile was guided by what? The lines in the landscape. I could be sitting on the nose right here. The little dip, the landscape. Could be the tip of the nose, you know. I know they're talking. Probably asking me not to step on them or something. It keeps on going forever out here, it really does. I don't know if it's quicker for me to just cut through the hill or what. Because it gets even more rough through here. But that's the balance of it. The balance of the body and stuff out here. It is. Help teach you lessons about life. It might take you 7.5 minutes to get this far. But then they slow you down to go the same exact distance through the woods at 3 to 5 times the time. So in essence, what? You end up at the same spot at the same time you would have, no matter if you took a bike, if you ran, or if you walk. You end up at that same destination, the main destination, at the same time. I think I figured it out. Beautiful. This is what causes me to stop and slow down. I mean, look at this. Listen to it. Smell it. See it. Touch it. But I think I figured it out. Last time I came out here on this stretch, which I believe is on that side profile through here. Not the trail itself, but, you know, just the landscape itself, which created the side profile of the forest out here. More than a 1/4 mile long. Almost 3/4 of a mile. Straight up and down. From neck to forehead. But I think I might have done it wrong, guys. I don't know how many people come out here to chill, to bike through here, to walk on it. Let me go ahead and tell them that I'm sorry for stepping on their face. I know that sounds strange, but for one that knows the truth, I'm hoping that you'll start to figure it out too. But I think back in June or July when I first came out here, the only time I made it out here, and with the mountain bike, and it was about 6 o'clock and I was getting nervous because it just kept going. And I was tired of climbing the hill. But in a way I was stepping all over them. Defacing their face possibly, I don't know. But I had one of the worst medical situations the very next day, throughout the night. One of the worst I've ever had in my life. I had no idea what was going on. Maybe they hurt me. Maybe they made me feel ill. because it was that same night after that day out here, you know, having a good time exploring on the bike and all. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. I actually thought I was dying that night. That was the night that I felt something bad within my body. You talk about severe pain, and it wasn't muscular. It was something else I've never felt in my life before. That's the strange thing about it, though. I mean, how could I be so healthy and have a good time out here and then feel like I was dying that same night? And I felt so weird. When I went to the office the next morning, I felt like something I'd never felt before. Of course, I was feeling a lot better. But there was something up with, I don't know what it was, guys, I don't. Wait a minute, hold on, let me think about this. Let me think about this. I mean, the very next morning, when I got to work, I couldn't concentrate. It felt like my neck and my face was hurting, my forehead. It was a different kind of headache, a pounding headache, like never before. Hold on. If they say that this is my side profile out here, my face, did I hurt myself walking on it? Did I hurt myself? Oh, dang. There's a place we don't need to be going over here. Check this out. We have flying bullets coming out of the ground right here. Looks like we have a yellow jacket's nest. There they go. Definitely got to be more careful out here. Don't even be trekking through the woods when they're trying to guard it. They're trying to protect it. Let's go ahead and stick to the trail. Don't want any trouble from the true rangers out here, if you know what I mean. Beautiful. Taking my time. I don't know how I can get another video made today at Stone Mountain if I was able to make it in time before the sun sets at 6:49. But look at this. I mean, I say that about every time I come out, every season. Imagine this scene in mid-January when the winds are blowing real high, real rough, up on this hill right here, coming from the west, whistling through the leaves. Not the leaves, but the branches. And a clear blue sky. Being really bright out here. Scenery's going to change that time. We're in the thick of the baseball playoffs, you know. You got the Phillies taking on the Padres, you know, at the Priest. I don't know who you want to make it, who you want to make to the World Series, though. I mean, it's a toss-up, though, guys, it is. I mean, I'm a big fan of all the guys. I am. Even though I'm a very big Warriors fan, Braves fan. Yeah. But you know what, though? I want to see Bryce Harper get that World Series ring. I do. I know you Atlanta fans don't like to hear me talk about Bryce Harper. I know you don't. But there's something about Bryce Harper. It's the way he plays the game. I know he might seem kind of rough, but, maybe he's not. It's just his personality. So why does that have to be rough? Same with Machado. Machado also deserves that ring. He's been in the league, 11 years, 12 years? Missed out with Baltimore. Missed out when he was with LA. And now he's got that extra chance with the Padres. Two players that I want to see win World Series rings. But they both can't win this year. Only one can win. Man. But Bryce Harper, you talk about being angry. I'm talking about myself. You talk about being angry when he was, signed that contract with the Phillies. And then 2019, Washington goes on to win the World Series, and he missed out on that. That's why I want Bryce Harper to win the World Series ring. Because the very next year, after he signs with Philadelphia, Washington wins it all. Yeah, which made me feel really bad for him, though, Beautiful, like a little house on the prairie. Very cool. Think about this, though. This time next month, being around 2 o'clock, we'll only have 2 hours of daylight left? Got to get in where we can get in, right? Someone's down here talking. Hold on. I heard him. Maybe it was because I was up on the hill. What the heck is going on out here? Now it's up there. There was nobody up there. I passed right through the only trail. And I even stopped twice to talk. To shoot the video segments. There's something out here. Gotta be. Look at the size of the cedar tree, though, guys. This is what they looked like hundreds of years ago out here. Before they were all cut down and used for lumber. That one's a big one. Might be some of the oldest in the state. I'm not sure, though. There's a lot of forest in the state. according to satellite images, this place was actually intact back in the 70s, I think. But that tree right there, guys. Why am I whispering? But this tree right here is not as old as I thought. On the satellite images back in the 50s, this tree was just a baby. So this tree is only about 70, 80 years old maybe. But it's a willow oak. So they grow fast. Just look at all the trees around not Metro Atlanta, but around the city. Like roll through Buckhead. You know, you'll see these willow oaks all over the place in front of these houses that were built back in the 40s and 50s that weren't there before. And they just sprouted up. Humongous. The squirrels are dropping the acorns. Knocking us upside the head. Why do you think I got the hat on today? Man. Trying to take some pictures. Yeah, there's a couple up there, a man and a woman. That's what I was hearing up there, but that doesn't explain what I was hearing down here, though. It sounded like two dudes down here chilling. Out of all the places out here that I would expect to see a lot of people, this is always the place right here. The Wilburn Farm. Very cool indeed. I'm not a real fan of destruction, though. It's just nature's taking it back. Wonder what hit. Tornado. Don't know. Maybe it's just age. I told you that before last time I came out here. The first time I came out here. Does a house get lonely when it's vacated and it just gives up because it's made of nature? I mean, I guarantee you this thing goes way back to like the 1850s, 1860s, 70s, whatever. I mean, look at that beam, that foundation beam right there. That probably came from a tree that was 250 years old out here. All these boards did. Look at all those square nails. That is wild. Cool. Wonder if there's any old graves out here. I mean, this goes way back. There's got to be old graves. Not that I'm going to find them. But who knows? Maybe I'm the one that can. I had two other choices of things to do today. One thing I got to go back and do is I got to investigate, take back an arrowhead out of all things. When I was in a particular location in the creek a long time ago, back in like 2017. That was cool. It was a family of 4, husband, wife, and 2 girls, 2 daughters, probably about maybe 10 years old. We talked for about 5 minutes. They want to know the answers. I do too. They want to know how old this thing was. I didn't know what to tell them. I just said probably 1870s, rough estimate. But the rangers probably know. Heck, you know what? There's signatures and stuff out here too. I showed you that before when I came out here in the summertime. Right here, Mary something, I think it is. See, people come up here all the time and look in. Oh, see, handprint. Yep. something. Catherine plus somebody. Don't drop your phone. There goes another $1,000. I wonder if they're going to say clean me up. I wonder if they're going to say they look terrible. We got some things to talk about when it comes to this. What does it, what causes something to be haunted? I know what haunted is. But what makes a place haunted? Like if this place is fully intact, if this place is fully built, maintained, like the one over there at Panola Mountain, both of the ones at Panola Mountain, like the main parking lot, would those places be haunted? You know what I mean? I've been investigating that, trying to come up with some ideas by looking at the videos, all the YouTube videos and stuff, and looking at what haunted is, what people think is haunted. Beautiful tree. Looks like Medusa for real. Probably one of the oldest cedars in North Metro, or just the metro area. Definitely more than about 250 years old right here. But all the experiences, all the things that I've looked at, watched on YouTube every single day, you guys crazy with what I've been doing. I've been watching YouTube videos, paranormal YouTube videos, 8 hours a day for the past month, trying to come up with a conclusion about what haunted really is. What's haunted, what's fake. I know a lot of that as CGI, whatever you call it. Because we were able in school to create a phantom, like a ghost mist, like a dark mist in Premiere Pro and After Effects. And we, being amateurs in school, we were able to pull it off. Like a black mist, a black object with human forms, walking through the woods or something and disappearing. Even as amateurs, we were able to do that thing. But when it comes to poltergeists and things moving and stuff, things moving within the houses, people set up the recordings. Some of those are real. They gotta be real. They are too mechanical. It's almost like they're magnetic. You gotta pay attention to the ones that are magnetic. The ones that are just like, they start so fluidly and they end so fluidly. It's like, there's no shaking, there's nothing that's like slow. It's like, starting and stopping is just like so perfect. You cannot orchestrate that. Those are the ones that I think are authentic, Picture. But what does it take? We'll get to my own paranormal stuff later. But you're going to say, but Da Vinci, every single video you do is paranormal. You capture some of the best evidence out there in human history in your videos. Man. But there's a lot of things that I came up with a conclusion for. A lot of things. And you're looking right at it. I remember one time I was in this abandoned house. A couple of them actually. And they would chime in and say something. Even at my uncle's house. They would chime in. And it started making me think about some of the notes I was taking, their comments, their EVPs and stuff. That would scare you to death. I mean, I was in this one abandoned house one time. You probably know where it was. I'm not going to tell you, but you probably know exactly where it was. I even put the EVP in there. And someone said, clean me up. I look terrible. And I was inside the house. The only thing that there was there was a hole in the roof. And there were a little bit of leaves on the floor and a collapsed ceiling. And then at my uncle's house. At my uncle's house one year, back in like 2015, 2016, I was doing a VP session. Wanting to know why things were so crazy at the house. And I was in a dark room downstairs, the basement, next to my desk, getting ready to do schoolwork. And I was asking questions. And it was mold infested. Mold growing on the walls, everything like that. And I did something, and they answered. He's got the pine panels down in the basement. The pine paneling wall. And I touched it. And someone said, "You're touching me." Someone on audio said I was touching them. When I touched the wall, trying to figure things out, someone said, "You're touching me." What a response. I started trying to put all the answers together to come up with a conclusion about something. And I think I might have figured it out, especially when it comes to the authentic looking stuff, on how things move. A lot of it has to do with nature, natural objects, the cabinets, the house itself. In every single video I look at, a lot of things that move, a lot of things that do strange things are made of natural objects, natural materials, wood, stone, brick, clay, sand. Even some metal. Definitely one of the oldest in the state of Georgia to be left standing. I know a lot of you forestry people, scientists, home builders, going to say, "Man, that's some good wood right there." It was a long time ago. Even my uncle's house that was built back in the very early 60s, 61, 1962. A lot of old houses were constructed out of cedar. I used to love going into the basement, going into the crawl space downstairs, and smelling the cedar wood. It's the most distinct part of the house, was when you walked inside of it. All you smelled was cedar. Even till like when it was sold and redone, leaving nothing but the skeleton of the cedar. The structure of the house, when they redid the house, the people who bought the house, the only thing that was left standing was the cedar. Something about the nature of it, something about the wood. But it's not just the cedar wood. It's everything that's got to do with nature. And it has to do with being haunted. Every last bit of it. Think about this. like I was telling you, what makes a place haunted? Some of the things I've investigated, studied, as much as I have for the last month and a half basically. Because I'm a big skeptic, but I'm not going to stop until things are figured out. I'm not going to stop until all is figured out. But of all things I've seen, all the mechanical movements and stuff that have to do with the nature of everything, the wood cabinets, the rock, the stone, the sand, the stuff that are made of natural materials, the things that are moved so fluidly, so flawlessly, so magnetic, so mechanical. It's almost like the spirit of that object is the object. I'm talking about the things that move, the small things. But then when it comes to the bigger things, what about it? The whole house being the spirit of it, Like the stone. The wood. The iron. Things that come from the earth. But I think it goes much deeper than that. I think it goes a lot deeper. Deeper than this well right here. And I'm talking about spiritually. You're touching me. I look terrible. I look hideous. I am the house. I am the wood. I am the natural materials, the metal, the stone that was mined from the ground, the earth. Think about this. When you cut down these trees back in the 1920s, 1900s, the hickories, the ancient trees of life out in nature, out in the forest of time, the 200, 300-year-old cedar trees. What kind of spirit did they have inside of them, if you know what I mean? Now think about this. They go deep underground, right? The roots do. They take things up, the water, the nutrients, the cells that are in the ground. It's almost like the soil itself. The nutrients become the tree. They become part of the spirit of the tree. Not every house is haunted. Not every house has some kind of spirit within it to be a part of it, to be it. But every tree that you cut down, especially back in the good old days, long time ago, that were used to construct these houses, from the 1850s, or basically from the late 1700s, mid 1700s, all the way through, even the clay soils that have, tree particles that were handmade. They have a part of somebody else in it, a part of somebody, some people maybe. Even all around the world, you have haunted houses, right? Things that move mechanically, magnetically. Like it's part of the planet, of course. The magnetic field and all. To help the spirit move things. The spirit of it all. But when you cut these trees down, you probably took something else with it. The spirit of something. Somebody, perhaps. That was a part of that tree. he built a house, he built structures. Thus they became part of the house. They became the house, part of it. I had this design concept, well, not design concept, but I had this construction concept that a long time ago, if you logged and documented every single tree that you took down and where you got it, if that house turned out to be haunted, like a poltergeist or something, and you backtrack the serial numbers back to where you got it, you can possibly find out where there's Native American graves. You see what I'm saying? Even the ancient cedars, the hickories, the old oaks, they used to fill the landscape that were hundreds of years old before you cut them down. That grew on top of what? That possibly grew on top of graves. Native American graves, even around the world, grew on top of ancient people's graves. And as the trees grew, it helped them grow. The body underneath the bodies. It's almost like that soul became part of the tree, living or dead. Just like that one story I saw a long time ago, back in England or something, Europe. There was an ancient tree, a 300-year-old tree that came crashing down, exposing the root system. And underneath there was what? A body that went back, what, hundreds of years, 300 years, 400 years, I think it was. Might speak some kind of truth when it came to that. So part of that body, the nutrients, the cells of the body, became part of that tree. The tree of life, of course. You talk about haunted. That could be the foundation of it. And you're looking at it. Here come more people, go figure. Hot spot for real. Quite the image. Looks very artistic. Looks like Frank Gehry made his way up into DeKalb County. The architect. By no means is that ugly. Not at all. It's very mechanical. Very futuristic. Dang. It gets better with every angle. Look at that. You talk about a sculpture. Man. Imagine if you painted the wood, the exposed wood, like different colors. Or maybe if you painted it yellow, but you just let the metal the way it is. Look at that art piece. Looks like my kind of art of today. Man, very cool indeed. I told you that the laws of nature are extremely artistic out here. You just got to give it time. The human race has nothing on nature's artistic ability. Welcome to art heaven. Extremely modern. made it to the exposed granite. I don't think we're allowed to take the mountain bike up there, though. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to stick to this thing for a little bit and leave on out of here. I'm looking. Wonder if there's any more ancient cedars out here. You know, more than 80 years old. There's got to be. I know I come out here all the time. Well, not all the time, but you know, a good amount of time during the season of the year. But there's part of the area I'm yet to even investigate and look around in. Very cool indeed. Thought I heard something. I'm thinking about the beginning of the video when I was talking about how I was put behind due to picking up the garbage and having to make my way to a garbage can or something like that, and it took me off track. And I was talking about how being behind, I should have been at Stone Mountain close to 3 o'clock about this time, in which it is now. Weird how time and space works. But by looking at the landscape, I guess you can say I am at Stone Mountain. Exactly where I intended on being. Talk about dreamy. This is crazy. See how crazy this place can be? Not in a bad way, but in a good way. You can easily get lost out here, but they'll always give you signs that you're always safe. I mean, there's the field that we came down, that steep incline. There's the field. Oh, dang. They make you stop for a reason. I wonder why. Maybe there's something out here that deserves a deeper look. I don't know. That's an adventure for a different time. Things fall for a reason. To make you stop, to slow you down. Because everything out here deserves a deeper look. I'll tell you something though. Let's hope I don't feel like crap tonight, tomorrow, like I'm dying because I rode on a face. Let's hope that never happens again. I don't ever want to feel like that again. Impossible. There's no road here. There's no old road out here. But where the heck did all this come from? Takes a lot of time and effort and strength to dump a bunch of porcelain out here. Heavy. Bunch of cement. Old mattresses. Probably an old car. Rough riding. Welcome to Kennesaw Mountain. I don't get it. What the heck is going on out here? That same couple with the German Shepherd. The ones that asked me when I was down by the farm, they asked me what direction I was going into. I said I didn't know yet. Because I didn't know if my knees could handle the rocks and stuff on the trail. I didn't feel like going up the hill. But this is weird. The last 15 minutes I've been going full speed ahead on the trail, trying to keep up, making sure that they were far behind me. And they told me that they were going in a different direction. But every time I turn around, they're right behind me. There they go again. They're like right there. You talk about speed walkers. There's no way that they can keep up with me like that. I was going at least 10 miles an hour, 15 miles an hour on the trail. And every time I turn around, they're within a couple 100 feet behind me. What the heck? It's almost like I'm being rushed out of here. That's impossible. There's no way that they can walk 15 miles an hour through here. No freaking way. I mean, look how heavenly it is out here, though. I'm trying to go slow so I can, maintain the experience of the day, Maybe I did something wrong. Maybe walking on the face, riding on the face is wrong. And they're trying to rush me out of here to get off of it. Maybe it's because of what I was talking about back at the old farm, about proving to you how things get haunted. Things are haunted, guided by the spirit of nature. It. Taking the DNA and everything of mankind within it and making everything its own. There they go. Yeah, it's almost as if I'm being rushed out of here, guys. Let's pray I didn't say anything wrong or say anything bad. I'm just trying to prove things. Like I always do, Da Vinci style.